The Prime Minister of politicising national security over the AUKUS agreement. Israeli police attack mourners.
Change in messaging from the Prime Minister just a week out from when voters go to the polls. Initially during this election campaign, Mr Morrison insisted it wasn't a popularity contest. He even said, in his words, "You might not like me, but at least you know what my plan is." However, we've seen a change, an admission essentially from Mr Morrison that, yes, popularity does matter in an election campaign and not just policies. He's tried to justify his leadership during the pandemic years, saying that it was unprecedented times and that he had essentially no choice but to make decisions as soon as possible and sometimes not consulting with a number of people because decisions had to be made quickly. Now, the question today is, why has Mr Morrison changed his tune? Now, we're 1 week out from the election. Obviously, the coalition is behind in the polls. Aside from that, though, this is what Mr Morrison had to say.
I get about the job of seeking to fix, and I know sometimes that looks like I'm just pressing on. But you know, as a Prime Minister, you've got to get the stuff done. You've got to get the stuff done. I will seek to be and explain my motives and my concerns and empathise a lot more. But I tell you what, at the end of the day, what matters most is I get the job done.
And just what has Mr Morrison said about how he will change his leadership style?
So we just heard there one of the elements he was talking about, empathy.
Listening carefully to people. And over the course of this campaign, it's been the opportunity to do that frankly over the course of the last 2 years, we've been all locked up in Canberra.
Now, Mr Morrison is currently meeting members.
Ladies and gentlemen, you hear campaign Prime Minister Scott Morrison. This is their not campaign. They are a comedy. This campaign he doing is a comedy. I hear he talking and he want to lessen society. Last 3 years campaign, why you are not listening society? This last campaign, there was a different society. Now they are a different society. Another my question. I hear he talking yesterday. He want to give them freedom of choice, to protect society in distress, and to protect society in fire. Last 3 years ago, his campaign, he was not promised society this. He was not promised society this. Another my question. Last year, he was promised this campaign. And this year, he been not promised society this. Now, how society they are going to believe he will follow and before he was not promised society this. Another my question. His campaign this year, he promised, and now he changed, he take campaign opposition. Now this all promises he'll do it. This is my question. He wants to change his promise to take opposition promise. Now you believe he's going to do it. This all promise to take opposition promise, and in his promise you believe he's going to take action. Now society, why am I talking? Prime Minister is a big funny. Is a big funny. he doing comedy, he's not doing campaign. To this week I hear he talking, he want to give them, he gives them another promise society. He want to give them sperm and egg society. They don't have disease. They don't have disease. This is my question to Prime Minister. Why you want to give them sperm and eggs they don't have disease in injection? Why you are not giving them society this right injection to give them society, them to choose each other sperm they don't have disease, them ourselves to be the is their responsibility. Not to be your responsibility to go to looking sperm, they don't have disease, and in the eggs they don't have disease. They don't have corona disease and HIV. Another my question, Prime Minister. Meaning before sperm you give them, you show society you give them sperm they have disease and in the eggs they have disease. And another you hear he talking last yesterday. He was talking with the opposition. He said opposition, when you give them society choice, you just economically they're going to go down. And the opposition he say, yes, I know economically they go down. I give them society freedom of choice. Now yesterday na him he come, he say yes, I'm going to give them society freedom of choice. Now this is my question, his supporters. His supporters, them to answering them ourselves them question. How he going to take action, his promise, he was the promise, and now to going to take this promise, opposition he promise. Meaning, Prime Minister he going to do everything. His promise opposition, na his promise. Now you believe you supporters, Prime Minister going to take action. Now ask yourself, why before you was the promise you was not take action? To me, Prime Minister, his campaign is funny. Every he talking, when you listen, all is funny. I don't understand his supporters, how they listen is this funny, and they're not talking with him how he talking to single he can collect funny to talking funny. Brothers and sisters, share with my video with voters. Able to thinking his campaign before he did, and to thinking this is promise he'll do it, and to thinking this promise opposition now he want to corruption opposition his promise he'll do it, he'll going to do it. Prime Minister, don't blame anybody. Blame yourself. Punch your head. You missing communication, conversation, you missing hearing yourself, and you destroy your campaign yourself. When before you listen, you want to listen to society now. And then before you talking, you want to listen to society, and you not listen to society. When you listen to society, you don't have this all challenge to want to take. Now you want to take opposition his promise and to take now your promise. Now this is the all responsibility to take action. This is the all responsibility, Prime Minister Scott Morrison. I ask you a question. You take action to. Is the promise is the promise the opposition, and now you are promising to take action. Okay, bye-bye society. You go vote.